So we are on our maiden voyage. Oh, we have been on our maiden voyage, haven't we? Our long-awaited maiden voyage on the Lazy Trumpeter, and it's been quite eventful.
To say the least.
To say the least, yes. So we set off yesterday, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And we're back in our marina today. But it wasn't without its trials and tribulations. So our boat looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does, looks fantastic.
Yeah, we were really happy with it. We got it on Tuesday. Unfortunately, it's the last day of our holidays, wasn't it? So we were a little bit disappointed. But we thought, right, first weekend, we'll be out, get on the boat. So Saturday comes round, we've got all our bits and bobs, although we forgot loads of stuff, didn't we? Yeah. But we got cracking and we set off on Saturday. We did a few bits in the marina, didn't we? Faffing about. But eventually we got going.
Put a few things up.
What was that?
Hooks, put a few hooks up.
Yeah, very exciting.
Things
Hooks
in the
and everything.
In the galley, sorry.
So yes, we eventually get going once we've done all our faffing. And how far did we get? About
15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes? And all of a sudden we hear a bit of a crunching sound. So I immediately, because I was driving, I thought, oh God, what have I done? Must have broken it already. But you know all the boat stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I said it's alright, Jen. We got something stuck around the propeller.
And we did.
So I think we've managed to set a record on owning a boat, a brand new narrowboat, and within 15 minutes I had to go down the weed hatch.
Yeah, so you were elbow deep, weren't you?
Elbow deep in cold water.
Yes, so that was fun. It turns out we had, is a fender, is that right?
Fender, yeah, somebody's fender.
Yeah. So we thought it was our own fender because it looked really like one of ours, so we were a little bit worried that ours had fallen off. But at least it wasn't our one, it hadn't fallen off. But we did have a bit of trouble getting it out, didn't we?
Yeah.
So Rich was in there for ages, kind of trying to pull it out and untangle it. But unfortunately he couldn't, and I was starting to get a bit worried that we'd have to get somebody out to help us. But you had a good idea of getting like a bread knife or something out, didn't you?
Yeah, sharp knife, serrated knife.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't have any kind of like fancy boat knife, did we? So we literally used a knife that was supposed to be for our dinner knives, you know, like a sort of serrated jobby. So yeah, that needed a good clean afterwards before we use it again, I think. So we managed to get through the rope. And what we'll do is we'll put a little picture on here for you to see what it was that was stuck around our propeller. It was, interesting, wasn't it? Yeah. It was a great start. So we thought, that's fine, at least we've got that out the way, we've got our little disaster out the way, so now all will be well. We were wrong, weren't we? So.
We got through the first lock after that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did get through the first lock. That was quite good, wasn't it? We did okay there, didn't we? Was I driving that one?
You were driving that one?
Yes, I was driving that one.
Really well.
It wasn't too bad, actually, was it? I think I only bashed a few things. And then... Yeah, so we were doing okay then, weren't we? I was driving, you were doing the little, the locky bits and all that. So we cracked on there and we thought we were doing all right. So there's only 2 locks on our journey. We decided to go for quite a short journey, didn't we? It was supposed to be about like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah, 2 hours cruising.
Yeah. So we thought we wouldn't be too ambitious. It's our first go on the new boat. So we only had 2 locks. So the first one, obviously, as I say, just before the first one, we had our little issue with the propeller. And then it came to the second one, and I was driving again, because Rich knows how to do all the locks and stuff. So we're coming in, weren't we? And I was doing all right, you know, I was getting it all lined up, and then it kind of came to a little bit where it sort of jutted in a bit, and I hadn't noticed till a little bit late. So I kind of turned it round to kind of avoid it. And then I didn't seem to be able to quite get back round, and I sort of ended up doing this.
You didn't seem to have the power, did you, to go forward?
Yeah, so I just thought I was doing it wrong, to be honest. I was a bit worried, wasn't I? I thought, oh God, what have I done now? Anyway, we just about managed to go in the log.
Filled the lock?
Yeah, and I was getting a bit stressed, wasn't I? Because it took so long to get in the log. I nearly divorced him in that second log. But it's alright, still together now, it's all good. So we kind of, I zigzagged into the log, you filled it up, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I was sort of trying to keep it in the middle, you know, you kind of go a bit forward, a bit back, trying to do that. And you
were struggling to go forward, weren't you? You didn't have much trouble going back, but you couldn't engage. Forward didn't seem to be working.
Yeah, so we could go backwards. So once we kind of done all the log and we were ready to go out, because there was quite a queue, wasn't there?
Yeah, up and down.
Yeah. Oh, we'll tell you about all the people we met in that marina in a minute. So we suddenly realised that we could only go back and we couldn't go forward. I think, oh flipping out, like what now? After already been in the weed hatch. So eventually we kind of we worked out that we were going to have to pull it out because obviously there was boats waiting and stuff. It was quite a busy one, wasn't it?
To rope it out, didn't we?
Yeah, so we're kind of pulling it out between us. And to be fair, loads of people were helping, weren't they?
Yeah,
really nice.
No,
Although it was busy, so people were trying to get in straight away. So yes, we pulled it to the side, and we were both getting pretty stressed by this point, especially as it was our first go, wasn't it? Yeah, Rich told me this would be relaxing. I think he lied. Anyway, so what happened next then?
So we moored it up and we realised we had no engagement going forward. So the selector wasn't working properly.
You had a bit of a look, didn't you? You got in there and had a look. Yeah.
I had a quick look. I couldn't see it directly, so luckily, the lock that we were at, there was a marina nearby, and Jen went down and you caught hold of an engineer, didn't you? Who came up.
Yeah. So a couple of people had said, "Oh, I'm sure there'll be an engineer at the marina. Go and ask." So I ran down while you were having a little look inside, weren't you, seeing if you could spot anything. So in a bit of a mad panic, I rushed down to the marina. And a lovely guy called Roger. What we'll do is we'll put his contacts at the end, because he was a really, really, really great bloke. He walked over with me, grabbed a spanner, as they do, and came to have a look for us. He came along, and I'll be honest, on the way back, walking with him, he said, "Oh, I think it sounds like you've done your gearboxing or something," and I was starting to panic. I was thinking, "Oh God, how many hundreds of pounds is this going to cost us to fix?" So I was getting a bit of a panic on. Anyway, so he came along and he had a look, and it was something tiny, wasn't it?
Just a linkage had come out.
Something really, really silly, like a little peg, right? Yeah.
Like a retaining pin had come out, and all he did was put it back in again and flipped it up.
Yeah, so I think it was supposed to have like a little catch underneath, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could have been possible. Yeah. I could have knocked the catch when I was in there trying to do the weed.
Yeah,
it could have been anything.
In our first panic.
Could have been not shut, but anyway, he fixed it and we were away to go.
Yeah, and he did like a little adjustment as well because he said it wasn't quite going right, didn't he?
Yeah, so he adjusted the cable a little bit. That was really nice, wasn't it? Yeah, and it seemed to be working fine.
Yeah, so he was a really good bloke and he didn't charge us anything because he was literally there like 2 or 3 minutes, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing how quick he got it sorted. So that was our second little disaster.
So we got to our destination.
Eventually,
2.5 hours late.
No, an hour and a half late.
Well, an hour and a half late from originally the time, but we thought we were going to get there earlier, didn't we?
That's true, yeah.
So it took a lot longer to get there. And we met up with some friends and we had a meal at a pub not far from there.
Yeah, it was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we stayed there the night, didn't we?
Yeah, and we met loads of nice people, didn't we, as well? Like, when we were at the second lock, before we had our second disaster, we were kind of waiting, weren't we? Because loads of boats kind of waiting and whatever, both sides of things, wasn't it? And we saw this boat full of Vikings, and it was absolutely hilarious. They were all like a stag do or something, and they were really good fun, weren't they? We were taking pictures with them. We'll have to put a few pictures up, won't we, on here?
Yeah.
So they were really good fun. We were chatting to them, and we were chatting to people as we went through the lock and stuff, and people were helping out. And then we arrived at the pub, didn't we? And somebody nice was chatting to us, a guy from America, who also has a Beetle, doesn't he?
Yeah, also has a Beetle.
Yeah. Did you say it's number 8? Like the 8th one or something?
Beetle made, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were chatting to him, and he was very helpful with Jen with the ropes and stuff.
Yeah. So he helped me do a few knots that I wasn't that familiar with, and they were much better than the ones we were using, weren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
We might have been guessing a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So
that was all good. And first night on the boat.
Oh no, we've forgotten something. Our third disaster.
Well, we got to our third disaster,
No, our third disaster was when we just after we got to the pub. Do you remember? So we.
Oh yes.
So we get to the pub. Well, oh thank God for that. We were literally gasping for a pint by this point, because as I say, it had been quite a day, hadn't it? And then all of a sudden, someone kind of waving at us and saying, "Your boat's going," and we realised that we hadn't perhaps knotted it quite as well as we should have done, and it was starting to come out like
just
this.
The bow was coming out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we were kind of running down Baywatch style, weren't we?
My fault because I hadn't done it properly.
Was it your not mine?
Yeah,
oh, excellent! Yeah. I love when I can blame Rich.
So that's when
we had to pull it back in, didn't we?
Yeah, and that's when I think Michael helped with the knots, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's when he showed us a slightly better way of doing the knots, and I think I've got it now, haven't I? Yes. I quite like doing my knots now. It's quite good fun.
Yeah. So that was it. We spent the first night on the boat.
Yeah.
And then we got up quite early and then decided to make our way back, didn't we?
Yeah, and actually most of the day was quite, it was quite uneventful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lovely day as well. As you can see, there's 2 gingers here and we are absolutely...
Sunburnt.
Yeah. I'm very red. We both are, aren't we? And yeah, I've got a bit of hat hair as well. I had my woolly hat on all day, so yeah, apologies for the terrible hair and red faces. But yeah, the weather's been really beautiful actually. I've been quite surprised.
Yeah, it was cold, chilly this morning, but it soon warmed up.
Yeah, really nice.
And so we made our way back to our marina.
Yeah.
Hoping everything was going to be all okay.
Yeah, we were planning a big cup of tea and a big cake, weren't we, when we got back?
And we stopped halfway to have some brunch, didn't we?
Yes, bit of beans, yeah.
And then we made it back into the marina and then just started sorting stuff out. And the water pump kept kicking in, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I said, have you left the tap on? And she said, no, I don't think so. So we checked all the taps, all the taps were shut.
It was very upsetting because I was trying to snooze as well. No good at all, was it?
Yeah, and then noticed one of the push fit pipes had come undone in the engine bay from the chloro fire. So it was chucking out water everywhere. So I managed to push it back in and it seems to be okay now and the pump's not coming on. So
So that was a good, maybe hour of kind of getting all the water out?
Yeah.
Originally we only had like a little tiny little cloth because we kept forgetting to bring towels, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And then eventually I thought, this is getting us nowhere because there was quite a lot of water, wasn't there?
Yeah.
God, I started to think we might sink. So I went and grabbed a sponge, didn't I, to make it a little bit easier.
I mean, it was alright.
With a mop.
The pump, internal pump came on, but the bilge pump came on as well, didn't it?
Yeah, so we probably wouldn't have sank
pumping the
then.
water out. No. It was just going to burn the pumps out. So, I mean, it seems to be okay now. Touch wood. So we're hoping.
Touch wood.
We're hoping that should be okay. But the first weekend was very eventful.
Yes. Yes, you did tell me it was going to be really relaxing. I think he lied. It's been a very eventful weekend. Although, that said, we have had some fun. We've got a lot of anecdotes for our first trip. And we met really nice people, haven't we?
Yes, the people on the Canal.
Everybody's been really nice.
Really lovely. And very helpful.
Yeah, really helpful, yeah. And we even ended up chatting to people in the pub, didn't we? That been on the boat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been really nice.
It's just a very relaxing time.
Yeah, except for all the disasters.
Yeah, but we'll chalk that up to teething problems.
Yeah, so we're hoping that now we've got all our disasters out of the way and our second trip will be plain sailing. Touch wood again.
So hopefully we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe and like